What's going on, people? This is your boy GrYnD. This is my first video on my Grind on Music series. Today I'm going to go over my Maschine Mikro, my Komplete Kontrol S25, and my Fast Track M Audio C600. It's actually an AVID sound card. AVID owns M Audio, so yeah. So with my sound card, I pretty much have it on a computer arm. It's all wired up. It pretty much works. I mean, I have my different, speakers. I have a set of Bose, little house speakers. I have my rolling cakewalk monitors, and I have a subwoofer back there on the floor. That's what's on my seat. So, it allows me to control my different speakers and all that. I really like it. This right here is my S25 control. It does work in Reason. I've gotten every feature for this to pretty much work in Reason. Now, this part up here is a controller by itself, and you can switch through your patches and your different sounds when you're using the Komplete Kontrol VST. So you have your browse, you can go through your different instances. Even it treats the machine as an instance. So this is the machine in MIDI mode. This is what I've set up, and I've pretty much set up different octaves on different, pads, and different colors for every pad. So this pad right here is the pad that links to the MIDI version of the machine when it's loaded. So when I have my machine loaded and I switch over to MIDI mode, I still know what channel I'm on. So people that have machines, they will understand this, because it's like different colors, like an orange color, all the pads by default. So I went in and reprogrammed this. I also went in and reprogrammed this for the octaves, so I know. So that's one thing I like about the Komplete Kontrol series, or machine series, or native instrument series of hardware, that the VSTs and all this connect, but this is not in VST mode yet. So let me go ahead and start up Reason for this video. It ends up being 15 minutes and I haven't showed you anything. And I'm sorry if I mess up on any terms or anything. I'm just freeballing it, going through it, just going over things. So over here, I'm going to show you, once it loads up, pretty much how the transport controls work in Reason. They do work. How these transport controls can work on this Fast Track. Even though they don't sell these anymore, you can still get you a controller where you can control certain things in Reason. And also how I have this controller. So I have all three of these controllers set up. I have this locked into my drum track. Alright, Reason just loaded up. So it just kicked on. So you see, I didn't press anything, but now it's showing all my samples and all that. So I have 19,000 samples. I don't know how many kits I have, but I have like a lot of them loaded from my different, I guess, sound library companies I get them from, sound engineers. I don't know what you would call them. But yeah, so I have that all set up in here. Sorry, double touch. So those are all my different sites, all my different stuff. I have one for my drops, my tags, my drum machines I've been collecting for years, my production company I'm with, Addicted Dopeness, Producer's Choice, Fruity Loops, all my sounds for Fruity Loops I used to like, just different kits I've made. So this is the custom side. Then I still have the global side with all the native instrument stuff. So I really like this. It does work fully in Reason. You can go on your machine and go through your sounds. I know you probably can't hear that. Here, let me go to a different category. I know it's hard to see over my big hands. So just say if we want to go to snares, because I have 3,000 snares. I don't even understand what's the point of 3,000 snares, but keep going. I have too many samples I've bought. I have a sound addiction. But anyway, so I can go through all these sounds, pick my sound, and load it onto my channel. So once I load it onto my channel, I can go into sampling mode. You can go in here and edit your sample. You can do everything that the machine does natively in the VST. Now, certain VSTs don't load through this, so you can load VSTs and all that, but certain stuff won't reload through this. So you're loading a VST into Reason, and then you're loading it into here. So it's kind of like tripling the workload of your processor, So if you have the processing power, go for it. Me, I kind of do it two different ways. I use this to load my samples, or if I have a VST that I want to load as a sample, I can do it, and it works. And then I also have the Komplete Kontrol, you know, over here. And one thing real quick about my drums, I have my drums routed to all the different, you know, outputs into Reason. So I can mix my drums real easy just by, you know, having them go through the right output. So you can see that's the first sound I loaded. It's on there. And I can go through here and I can switch my sound without even having it on the screen. So I want to pick a different sound, you know. I don't like that one. I could load this one. I didn't even go into Reason to change my sound. So that's something different for me. Using hardware like back in the day to go through stuff and having a massive library. So next thing I want to go over here is my Komplete Kontrol and how that works real quick. So Komplete Kontrol in Reason works the same way it would in any other program. Now, in my Komplete Kontrol, I was able to route all my different plugins. Like, I love this VST for brass, right? So what I did was I went in here and I programmed that VST, and I have a category here, and this is just all the brass, right? So it's all the brass from the different companies on top of the brass from I know this CEO horns is from. So it has even that brass from that VST. So I'm able to go over here and I could play, you know. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I could play whatever I want and it works. And then if I over here on this instance button or the browse button over here in this section, I can hit browse and I have my browse screen over here. So you see there goes my CEO horns. CEO horns over here. If I roll this knob, it changes. Oh, well, I'm not in the right section. Let me go over. So this is on my brass. So I could just go through here and it changes over here. Changes over here. I could load another brass. It load over here. So when it's in the same VST, it loads faster than you clicking through the VSTs. It's kind of weird. If I click through this drop down menu, it even loads faster. See, like I got that loading screen over here. When I just load an instrument that is already one of the instruments, it's switching instruments now. But if I'm loading the same instrument and it's from the same VST, it loads so quick, you know. So it's a couple of advantages of using this Komplete Kontrol to control your different VSTs, contact libraries, all that in one area. So now I can go over here and switch in between, you know, sounds. I got an instant button. I can switch in between my machine, which there goes my machine. Same colors that are over here. You know, I can switch in between MIDI mode. So this is MIDI mode. So now I'm not even in the software, which I don't even have to go to MIDI mode because the way it's set up is this works, you know, regardless to if you're like in MIDI mode or not. I'm just talking about the piano keys because I have it set up on here where one of my channels are locked into my machine. So if I switch to MIDI mode over here on my machine, you know, I'm hitting the button, it's locked in up there. So this is running MIDI into my machine. And then over here, you know, I can have it the same way. But now the browse and instance buttons and all this stuff doesn't work once you switch over, you know, it just doesn't. But you can't always go into the software and click on the keyboard up there or, you know, hit the shortcut and it switches back. So I like the fact of how this VST connects in, gives me all my sounds. I can organize my sounds in here just like I can do in my contact. Sorry if I was off a little bit. But I can organize all my sounds in my contact, like drum sounds. I can have them come through here. You know, like these are contact sounds. I have my samples working here. I can have everything come through my machine inside of Reason. So if you're a Reason user, you know the main thing you're going to use is a Kong or a redrum. And those really don't give you a lot of choices as far as compressing, affecting, giving saturation to your sound, just a lot of different things. So I replaced my Kong. I had my Kong routed the same way with the machine, and I think I'm like here for life. I don't see a reason to switch over. I like the sound out of Native Instruments and sounds a little bit more. I'm drifting a little bit more towards their sound than the Reason sounds, but I do like the new Europa synthesizer and the grain, all that stuff. Even the Thor is my favorite. I have some favorites in Reason. Like Reason has a lot of realistic sounds that even this one, I just got this one, I haven't even played with it, but has some amazing sounds. It's just some of the drum sounds, it's just like you gotta mix and match when you're making music or make a certain sound. And this program allows me to do it in a visual way. You know, and in my template, I have all my audio tracks routed, even over here. Like it's just like once I get my track pretty much the beat made, I can just go ahead and start recording on it with the VSTs playing. I have enough processing power to do it. So that's all I pretty much wanted to go over today, and pretty much show you that hey, it works. Like that's my play, that's my stop. It works. Play. You know, stop, play, stop, play, stop, play, stop. It works. You know, and this is something that I can't get to work on most, controllers. You know, you see it playing right there. Get it to record. So I can't get that to work on most controllers, and for the Komplete 11 software bundle I have, plus Reason and everything, just how it all comes together, I'm really happy with my purchase. If you want me to show you videos on how I routed and set up everything, I could do that in a whole nother video. Right now, I just want to use my iPhone real quick, shoot a couple of videos, get into, uploading what I found out, share it with the world, and go from there. So if you want more content like this, you want me to keep going and keep showing you more and more, also show you my future setups and just different stuff I'm talking about setting up, going over more of how I have my speakers routed and everything else, just let me know. Subscribe, help me build the channel, and I'll keep going with it. It's not hard for me to do this type of stuff once I figure out what I want to talk about. So yes, I guess for the last thing I'm going to show you is pretty much how everything shows up when it's playing per se. Because I made a track by accident. I was making my template and I accidentally made a track. So we're gonna, alright, so we're in here. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this other track because that's just a demo. I mean a template demo. So it's just a real quick 4-bar loop I accidentally made. But I have the arpeggiator on. It's going through the keys perfectly for me. It's showing my drum sounds over here. And over here, if I want to switch my instance, and I switch it to my machine drummer, it's showing me the keys, and I can control certain things in the machine from here. So not only does it connect into Reason, it allows me to control all this stuff from my sounds, and this is stuff that it's not easy to control on this one. Now I do have an MK2 coming, and I'll make more videos once that MK2 gets here. It's just a regular machine, the 2nd generation one. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. I'm almost at my 15-minute mark. Like I said, people, subscribe, keep it coming, comments, questions, whatever you have, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So hope you enjoyed the video. Keep producing, keep cooking, people, and I'll get with y'all later.